Affairs, Ministry of Works and Housing, Diaspora Affairs, the Office of the President, British High Commission, and the UK Chamber of Commerce. Media partners, Joy FM, City FM, Peace FM, Business and Financial Times, Graphic Online, and many more. Sukasa, building on trust.
Come with me.
Yeah, Charlie. There's something disturbingly. Oh, good morning. You see me there? I continue as if we've been talking the whole morning and we are just continuing on air.
Well, something disturbs you, so yeah,
Charlie. You see,
let's get on with it.
There's something disturbingly familiar about today's conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Every year, around this time, we have this conversation.
It's a yearly announcement.
Yes, a yearly announcement that we don't learn from our mistakes. A yearly announcement that it doesn't matter how many times we get it wrong, we will never figure out how to get it right.
So why do we publish the report in? Because, I mean, there are no actions, then there are no people who are held responsible.
Anyway, the good news, there is good news. The good news is that this year's Auditor General's report makes a very big and clear point from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So the irregularities amount to over 15 billion cedis. But 99.4% of the irregularities are recoverable.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's things like, this institution has invested some money in this investment and, it's yet to yield, or, loans between institutions. A lot of it in the power sector, this one owes that one, that one owes this one, those things. So they are to be reconciled. And once they are reconciled, those figures will then not be irregularities.
Okay. But would they be?
Will they be reconciled? That's another conversation. But at the very least, on paper, which is what the Auditor General is interested in, on paper, these irregularities are recoverable. But then there is that point something percent, which amounts to almost 50 million cedis. And you see, sometimes when the amount is small, you can really understand the wrongdoing better.
Yeah.
When the amount is small, because you can picture it.
Yeah.
Right? So, for example, how does Ghana Water Company explain advancing monies to board members without authorization?
For what? To do what?
You have asked a good question. You see where I'm going? You see what I'm saying? When the amount is small, sometimes you can really picture one guy be making one decision, be signing something and issuing some money without the right processes. Because the amount is small.
Yeah.
That's where you start to see the real color of the I don't know the right word to use. I want to say the malfeasance in our public sector. Yeah. So today we'll break it down and bring out the details.
Very important. Very important.
But 99.4% of it is recoverable.
Let's recover them then.
Yeah, recover. 15 billion is a lot of money.
Yeah.
A lot of money. Okay. Anyway, good to see you.
Good to see you. I'm
right?
good. I'm good. I'm okay. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, for the 6 a.m. bulletin, we're very grateful to Total Energies. Total, we go the extra mile for you. And Absa Bank Ghana Limited, helping you find a way to get things done. Now, a poorly maintained car, Charlie, it will age fast. So you need quartz engine oil, specially formulated by Total Energies, to give you age resistance technology. Now, it's a breakthrough. It ensures optimal performance for your engine. It improves protection against mechanical wear by up to 74%, even under extreme temperatures and pressures. And of course, Quartz from Total Energies gives you the engine oil that keeps your engine running efficiently and effectively. Quartz, keep your engine younger for longer. Let's get into the Joy Business Report, brought to you by Glyco Life Travel Insurance. Glyco, we cushion you for life.
Hi, good morning. Welcome to the Joy Business Report. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Coming up this morning, First Deputy Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Maxwell Opoku-Afare, questions sustainability of central banks' financing of government's budget. Also, majority of banks in Ghana will not meet recapitalization exercise of the Bank of Ghana due to the impact of domestic debt exchange program. That's the view of economist Dr. Patrick Esuming. Plus, Maslock fails to recover about 304.3 million CD loan disbursed to customers. We'll hear from the 2022 Auditor General's report. And later, Ghana Union of Traders Association calls on Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority to suspend implementation of new tariffs. And welcome to our friends listening from KTU Radio Koforidua. First up, economist Dr. Patrick Esuming is predicting commercial banks will struggle to recapitalize due to the impact of the domestic debt exchange program on the financial sector. His comment coming at a time rating agency Fitch has warned that the huge losses imposed on bondholders and that the program has have significantly weakened the banking sector's capitalization plans. Banks in the country have already submitted recapitalization plans to the Bank of Ghana after the regulator gave the directive, but Dr. Esuming is of the view that majority of the banks may not be able to meet any attempt by the central bank to implement the recapitalization plan submitted to it.
Capital requirement, there will be a little bit of struggle for some of the banks. There's no two ways that the domestic debt exchange has weakened the banks in some sense, but also, it's not just what was closed in the exchange that was closed back in February. We know that new debt exchange is being mooted by the government, and you get a sense that all of this will bring further weaknesses within the banking system. Bank of Ghana released the data in relation to the last MPC meeting. We do see that credit growth to the private sector has more than about halved, compared to the previous year. So we've already seen that impact on the credit to the private sector is being manifest within the economy already.
That was economist Dr. Patrick Esuming. The first deputy governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Maxwell Opoku-Afare, has said the central bank's financing of government's operations is not sustainable and must not be encouraged. Dr. Opoku-Afare called for strong and aggressive domestic resource mobilization to support the economy. Here's George Afe with more.
The first deputy governor of the Bank of Ghana was speaking at an event at Gomoafete in the central region on the topic building public support towards mobilizing resources locally for development. He added that recent happenings have shown that central bank financing approach is not workable. Dr. Afare says financing the deficit by central bank can indeed undermine its autonomy and its ability to even fight inflation. He was, however, quick to add that one of the challenges that is affecting domestic resource mobilization is the lack of trust between the general public and policymakers. Dr. Afare was, however, of the view that there is a need to deal with wasteful spending and ensure that there is value for money going forward, a move that can help to deal with this challenge. But Dr. Afare was of the view that there is a need to deal with wasteful spending and ensure there's value for money going forward, a move that can help to deal with this challenge. The first deputy governor of the Bank of Ghana's comments are coming at a time where there have been push for strict enforcement of the zero financing of government's budget to prevent the situation where Bank of Ghana has been pushed into negative equity as a result of the almost 61 billion Ghana cedis loss for 2022.
George Afe with that report. The Microfinance and Small Loan Center, Maslock, has failed to recover about 304.345 million cedis loans disbursed to customers. That's according to the 2022 Auditor General's report. These unpaid loans include cash advances and monies disbursed into poultry projects, vehicles, tractors, amongst others, as of December 31, 2020. The Auditor General therefore recommended that management of the center should intensify efforts to recover the outstanding receivables. The report again found that management of the center made investments totaling about 623.3 million cedis. However, these investments were still locked up with the receiver as of 31st December 2021. The Auditor General urged management to dialogue with the receiver to redeem the investment. The Finance Minister, Ken Ofori-Atta, has appealed to state-owned enterprises to complement the effort of government by reducing waste of resources to help ensure macroeconomic stability. According to him, government, through various initiatives, is working to achieve targets set in the mid-year budget to aid in economic recovery. Mr. Ofori-Atta was speaking at the 70th anniversary launch of GCB Bank.
Policies that foster economic growth, financial stability, and inclusivity. It has been a challenging year, and I described it in the media review as a period in which we all have been bruised, we have been battered, and we have been broken. However, we stood firm, resolute, and resilient. And this is what GCB should continue to be. So clearly, it has been a very challenging year. What matters most, however, is that our respective institutions, and as we as government and GCB, were not deterred by our circumstances. Instead, we both used our difficult moments to put in place the foundations needed to build back better.
You had the Finance Minister, Ken Ofori-Atta. The Ghana Union of Traders Association, GUTA, is calling on the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority to suspend implementation of new tariffs. GUTA, in a statement, said its attention had been drawn to astronomical increases in port tariffs that have been announced by the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. It added that the announcement was a surprise to members who continue to struggle under the effects of many taxes and levies that have been introduced in recent times. In other news, Enterprise Computing Limited, an ISO-certified professional services company, has launched a new automation service called Workmate. According to the marketing and communication specialist at Enterprise Computing Limited, Wilhelmina Clark, Workmate encompasses a centralized system that works on multiple automation processes at the same time.
We are in a space where we have manual processes in our various industries. So from retail to manufacturing to financial, that banking, insurance to telecommunications. We have certain processes within our organizations that have manual processes dealing with data and having manual reconciliations and other things. And that is why Workmate is here. Workmate is meant to automate some of these processes so that we reduce the errors. We are more productive because we do more within less time and with the same resources.
Marketing and communication specialist at Enterprise Computing Limited, Wilhelmina Clark. Now, Enterprise Bureau is calling for the speedy passage of the startup bill currently before Parliament to improve the entrepreneurial drive of the country. According to the Bureau, the bill, when passed, will create an enabling environment for growth of startups. Speaking to Joy Business at a sensitization program for students of Radford University on entrepreneurship, Executive Director of Enterprise Bureau, Ethel Ann Komlaga, said the bill, when passed, will address many challenges of entrepreneurs.
I am happy that the startup bill is being worked on, and then of course we would need much how far we have come with the bill, and then of course startups can also have enough benefit. We have had engagement with the NIP boss, Mr. Nkansa, and he had given us much hope that we are going to see the bill is going to see the light of day soon. So we are hoping that startups can have enough benefit from the bill. We want to be sure that the issues that concerns the startup or the ecosystem in general are addressed: funding, marketing.
You had Executive Director of Enterprise Bureau, Ethel Ann Komlaga. While on Investor Eye today, be suspicious when an investment opportunity promises an unusual high return in a short period. You could be victim of a Ponzi scheme if you put your money in such an investment. Let's listen to the head of technical ICT and digital forensic at the Economic and Organized Crime Office, Amankwata.
Ponzi scheme. This scam promise high returns to early investors using funds received from subsequent investors rather than from legitimate business profits. They eventually collapse when new investors dry up. Exercise cautious if an investment opportunity guarantee unusual high returns with little risk. Research the investment thoroughly and consult professionals before investing.
Head of Technical and ICT Digital Forensic at the Economic and Organized Crime Office, Amakwata there. Before we go, let's check the markets for you. Let's begin with the commodity market. Crude oil trading at $83 a barrel. Gold selling at $1,934 an ounce after going up marginally. Cocoa gained $7 to open